Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. Tonight we'll cover international news such as earthquakes in Japan as well as local Pittsburgh news, like what Pennsylvanian figure is running for Senate. All that and more coming up on Newsnight. Good evening, I'm Alexis Shawless. Tonight we'll start with an update on our friends down under. Australian 7 West Media has become the largest news media business in the country to strike a deal with Google for a licensing deal. This comes after the Australian Parliament considered draft laws to force the digital giant to pay media companies for news content. 7 West Media, which is a publicly listed broadcast television, print, and online publishing company, said that it would supply content for Google's News Showcase platform. Kerry Stokes, chairman of 7 West Media, said in a statement that, quote, their outstanding leadership on the implementation of the proposed news media bargaining code has resulted in us being able to conclude negotiations that result in fair payment and ensure our digital future. The negotiations with Google recognize the value of quality and original journalism throughout the country and in particular in regional areas, end quote. And in other news, Japan has been experiencing a series of earthquakes over the past week. Reporter Nick Konopka has more on what they're going through and how they're staying safe.
On Saturday, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck the coast of Japan near the prefecture of Fukushima. Although no deaths have been reported from the incident, a total of 157 people have reported injuries, with 12 considered serious. Most of the damage was inflicted upon the area's infrastructure after the sudden shock tore up stretches of roadway and shut down major electric grids, leading to thousands of families to spend the weekend without power. Some may recall that in 2011, a similar earthquake hit the coast of Fukushima, causing a massive tsunami that took the lives of over 16,000 residents. Thankfully, this recent event was not as catastrophic as its 10-year-old counterpart. That being said, officials from the Japan Meteorological Agency have reported that this earthquake was in fact an aftershock of the 2011 impact. Even though it has been nearly a decade since the previous quake hit, experts say that its 9.1 magnitude has led to an extended period of aftershocks. This weekend's earthquake has only resulted in several minor aftershocks, and Fukushima will be largely back to normal in the coming days.
Coming up after the break, how did the Senate rule in the impeachment of former President Donald Trump? And hear more about what figure is being recognized with an international award. Stay with us.
Go. Go to our new website, uvu.pointpark.edu. Go, 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 go.
Join UView and find your herd.
Be like, join EOP. And 3, 2, join EOP.
I was just saying, grab them now, or else I can listen.
Yeah.
Join on point with politics. 3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Former President Donald Trump was acquitted Saturday of inciting the riot at the Capitol on January 6th. Despite a majority of senators voting to convict the former president, the vote fell short by 10 for the necessary 2/3 majority to convict Trump. 7 GOP senators joined the Democrats to vote Trump guilty of, quote, incitement of insurrection, end quote, 6 more than the first impeachment trial. Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, who is one of the Republican senators to vote to convict Trump, issued a statement saying that, quote, "Our Constitution and our country is more important than any one person. I voted to convict President Trump because he is guilty," end quote. Despite voting to acquit Trump, Republican leader Mitch McConnell condemned the former president as, quote, "practically and morally responsible for the insurrection." President Joe Biden issued a statement several hours after the verdict and said that everyone, especially the nation's leaders, have a duty to, quote, "defend the truth and defeat the lies. That is how we end this uncivil war and heal the very souls of our nation. That is the task ahead, and it is a task we must undertake together," end quote. South Dakota is in a bit of turmoil following a discussion to repeal an amendment. Carlo Andreassi has more on this story.
Recently in South Dakota, there's been some controversy over a recent overturning of a state constitutional amendment. Circuit Judge Christina Klinger invalidated the amendment that would have legalized marijuana for recreational use, an amendment that won on the state's ballot in November with over 54% support. Governor of the state, Kristi Noem, has been openly against marijuana legalization and publicly stated that this amendment should be overturned shortly after it passed. Klinger, agreeing with the governor, invalidated the amendment on the grounds that, quote, "Amendment A is unconstitutional as it includes multiple subjects in violation of and is therefore void and has no effect. Furthermore, Amendment A is a revision as it has far-reaching effects on the basic nature of South Dakota's governmental system," end quote. Needless to say, many South Dakotans feel as though this is an overreach of the state government's power, as it's overriding the will of the majority of voters.
After months of being criticized by the former president, Dr. Anthony Fauci has finally been awarded the recognition he deserves. On Monday, Fauci was given the Israeli-based Dan David Prize. This is an international award that grants 3 prizes of $1 million to those who have achieved an outstanding scientific, technological, cultural, or social impact on our world. Fauci was deemed fit for this award after his effort to defend science and advocate for the COVID-19 vaccines. The Dan David Prize organization states on their website that Fauci is, quote, "the voice of reason for randomized controlled trials for evaluating antiviral drugs and other therapeutics," end quote. This prize, given annually, is divided into 3 categories: past, present, and future. Fauci was the individual winner of the present prize. He voiced his concerns in the past that the virus could have harmed him when he was visiting the White House every day during Trump's presidency. Thankfully, Fauci did not fall ill and was able to keep pushing for the health and safety of our world. After the break, find out what Pennsylvanian figure is running for Senate, as well as your weekly weather report. We'll be right back.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family. Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
2-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
The art house in Pittsburgh's Homewood neighborhood was damaged by a fire early in the morning on Sunday. Firefighters were called to the scene along Hamilton Avenue, and while there was a lot of damage, the artist Vanessa German wrote in an Instagram post that, quote, "Everyone is okay," end quote. According to the Pittsburgh Fire Investigation Unit, the fire started on the second floor of the home, where a tenant left candles burning on the edge of a tub, where it then ignited the shower curtain. The art house was created in 2013 from an abandoned home on Hamilton Avenue and was turning into a community space for children in the neighborhood. While German did not describe the extent of the damage, she said that, quote, "I will share more when I know more," end quote. The 2020 election may be over, but that doesn't mean that people aren't gearing up for the future. Nick Konopka has more on what Pennsylvanian politician has decided to announce his 2022 campaign.
Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman recently announced that he will be running for the U.S. Senate in 2022. The former mayor of Braddock made his decision public last Monday with a cinematic campaign ad that focused on Pennsylvania's working class. Hours after the video was released, a flood of donations poured into the campaign, which has so far raised over $1 million. Despite Pennsylvania's tendency to elect more moderate Democrats like Governor Tom Wolf and Senator Bob Casey, Fetterman plans to campaign with a more progressive agenda. Marijuana legalization, a $15 minimum wage, and criminal justice reform are just some of the policies that the lieutenant governor is advocating for. That being said, many progressives have denounced Fetterman over an incident in 2013 when he, while serving as mayor of Braddock, allegedly held an unarmed black jogger at gunpoint after hearing gunshots by a nearby elementary school. Fetterman responded to those concerns in a recent blog post, stating, "The facts, circumstances, and greater context of that encounter all support that race played no role." Despite the controversies, this early announcement by Fetterman has allowed him to stand out in what's expected to be a hotly contested election come next November.
After this week of bitter cold and snow, we're hoping to see a little light and warm weather next week. We'll send it over to Carlo Andreassi and hope for some good news. Carlo?
Thanks, Alexa. Well, for some, this might not be such great news, but hey, don't shoot the messenger. Let's get started with today's forecast. Today's high will only reach around 25 degrees with overcast skies and a few flurries strewn throughout the day. Tonight is looking to be around 6 degrees with low to no chance of snow or snow accumulation throughout the night. Winds won't reach over 5 miles per hour and precipitation chances are low, around 6%. Now, let's take a look at this week's overview. Things are looking chilly, but warmer than the last. As you can see, it's going to be cloudy. It's going to get warmer, though. Rain is amongst us. This week, temperatures are looking to range from the mid-30s to even low 40s. While this is still cold, it's better than last week's winter advisories. Throughout the week, we're looking at more rain than snow, with Monday, Thursday, and Friday having over 50% chance of precipitation. Now, on Monday, it is possible to have both rain and snow showers, but it will most likely be a frozen mix. The other days are looking to be partly cloudy, with the sun hiding behind those clouds almost all week. Luckily, not much snow in this week's forecast, but almost an inch of rainfall. And yeah, so if you like rain, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this might be your week. That's your weather for the week, so back to you, Alexa.
After the break, we'll hit you with a little nostalgia concerning someone who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
The United Student Government at Point Park University, working since the 1970s to solve the issues that matter to you. What concerns do you have about the university? Student life, safety, food service? Send us an email to studentconcerns@pointpark.edu or stop by our office on the 7th floor of the Student Center. You can also attend our weekly open meetings on Mondays at 3:15. Follow us on social media at USG_PPU for more. The United Student Government, by the students, for the students.
The Point Park Sports Network, bringing you live coverage of Pioneer Athletics on Stretch Internet, the home of the River States Conference and the NAIA. Subscribe today for complete access to the Point Park volleyball, baseball, basketball, and soccer teams. Watch live and on-demand broadcasts and don't miss a minute of Point Park athletics. Head to pointparksports.com/live for broadcast listings. The Point Park Sports Network, your streaming home for Point Park athletics.
3, 2, 1.
Please visit our website. Please, it's a nice website. Please visit our website. Please.
If you have ever watched television, whether accidentally or on purpose, YouView is for you.
It feels safe to say that YouTube has become the next generation's television. Carlo Andreassi has more on what TV station is trying to engage this new generation of watchers.
SpongeBob SquarePants is back to tickle all of our nostalgia bones, but not on TV, rather on the official SpongeBob SquarePants YouTube channel. For no charge whatsoever, you can head to YouTube and watch a very unique video titled Go 360 Degrees Inside the Krusty Krab, which was the result of a collaboration Nickelodeon Studios did with the Brooklyn-based animation studio Cartoona. As the title suggests, the 5-minute video provides a full panoramic 360-degree, fully animated scope inside the Krusty Krab. Multiple scenes from several classic SpongeBob episodes are reimagined, now putting the viewer in the center of the Krusty Krab with the ability to look around and catch multiple shenanigans going on at once. This can be watched both with VR headsets or with just your smart device using gyro technology. Essentially, you'll never have the same experience watching the same 5-minute loop. There's plenty of Easter eggs and little details packed into this animation to keep you entertained for a 6th or 7th viewing.
That's all we have for you tonight. I've been Alexa Shawless, and from everyone here at NewsNight, thanks for tuning in. Stay warm and stay safe. Have a great night.